What's up, everyone? It is Diecastbuffet here again with the brand new 2026 Chevrolet Cup Car diecast here. Here's Alex Bowman's Ally Chevrolet. Brand new diecast, brand new tooling. Let's check it out. We got the box in hand, and welcome to today's diecast review. This is probably going to be one of the most anticipated reviews for me of the entire year. So I've been waiting eagerly to see what the 2026 Chevrolet Camaro has in store. Technically it's just a Chevrolet still. I don't know how that works because, you know, if it walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, it's probably a duck. Well, this is probably a Camaro. Check out this new livery for the Ally car. There's a ton of detail going on with it. I like that. Here's a look at the 2026 box design. So you have blue for the Cup Series. You have green for the O'Reilly Auto Parts series. I haven't seen the truck ones yet, I don't think, but I imagine they're going to be red, so that's kind of cool to see a little bit more color with the box design. Here's all the corners of it. I'm going to go ahead and open it up, and let's check out the brand new diecast mold. Finally, I'm quite excited. Let's see. All right, folks, diecast in hand, and check this thing out. So the first thing that I noticed with the car is definitely the weight of the car appears to be a little bit different. The nose of the car is definitely more aerodynamic, right? The whole front of the car, they pretty much almost like removed a lot of the aggressive lines that the headlight trim had. So the whole front end is very much kind of like the Chevy 2013 Cup Car, to be honest with you, where it's kind of just a rounded crest to it. So they definitely removed the Camaro aggressive lines, which is very similar to how it was in 2019 to 2020. They went with more of a, you know, a rounded nose in the car. They won both of the championships with that car, so it must be pretty effective. In terms of the spoiler, I believe the spoiler's a little bit shorter here, but the car weight feels a little bit different here. Here's a look at the bottom of the car. 2026 Chevrolet. Oh, that's pretty darn cool. Notice the car is painted with teal. That is interesting. I mean, like 98% of the car is purple, but they painted it teal. So that is kind of that's kind of wild. Anyways, so I have a 2025 SVG. This is the Wendy's Breakfast Baconator car. And we're going to be using this as reference to kind of go around this car and see what all the differences are with it. We'll be taking a closer look at it verbatim at the end, but I really want to just kind of explore the car right now. But we do have one we could do a side-by-side on. So I want to say thank you all so much for tuning into today's diecast review. Always look forward to the new diecast molds. We don't get to do a lot of these, so I kind of enjoy it. You know, the new diecast molds. You know, I'm extremely thankful to be able to do these diecast reviews, and I couldn't do any of them without y'all's love and support for the channel. Shout out to all those cats been using that promo code, man. If you're watching this in the month of May of 2026, you can get free shipping right now with code Diecastbuffet. Help support the channel, and you get free shipping. That's pretty cool. So you got Alex Bowman on the front windscreen there. The front windshield panel does look a little bit different to me, and just my honest eye on it. It looks like there's a little bit more detail right here with the cowl flaps. So you still have a little bit of an indentation right there on the nose of the car. It appears to be a little bit more aggressive possibly there. The hood pins look a little bit thinner. You go to the front of the car. This is the main course, so to speak, is the less aggressive front end. It really reminds me of the 2013 Chevy and the 2020 Chevy Cup Car. 48 on the left side. You have Hendrick Motorsports on the right side. The grill decals are pretty darn close to what they were. Sunoco on both sides of the livery. Then you have the black splitter there. The left side of the diecast. So this is, of course, a metal chassis, plastic. No plastic, but you know, the rims themselves are plastic, but the tires are rubber. The diecast chassis is metal. And I don't know if and when they'll even make plastic variants of it, because I mean, I imagine they would if they make it in the Winter Circle line. At the time of this video, I have no idea what they're doing with the Authentics line, so who knows. Notice the Goodyear decal there. That is actually pretty interesting. They put the blue outlining to it. That is something they didn't do on the actual Cup cars. So apparently for 2026, and I heard about this somewhere, that Goodyear wants all the cars to have yellow Goodyear lettering right here on the front fender. Like all of them. No matter if it's bright day glow yellow. I don't think the Cup cars for the early portion of the year actually put a blue outlining on it. So that's a W design choice if so. Check out the livery on this car, man. I'm a huge fan of the modern, geometric patterns and sharp shapes. This is right up there with the rallycross culture, X Games, energy drinks, skateboarding, BMX. This paint scheme really fits that. Now, one thing that I did notice on the real Cup car, I don't think they replicated here, is on the A, B, and C post, this little, it almost looks white there. On the real car, I believe it's silver. If you look closely, there's a little bit of a faux gradient to it. I believe that and this area right down here is the little stripes are supposed to be silver. I'm kind of shocked they didn't do the metallic printing there because they've almost always done metallic printing when it was required. So that's a little bit of a oopsie-doo. But regardless, man, this paint scheme is amazing. Got the 48 right there. Ally, Do It Right, HendrickCars.com. Goodyear Cup Series, Alex Bowman. I like the two-color driver name rail there. Chevrolet, Exalta, Cincinnati Industries, Maxwell Simeons on the B post. There's another decal there. Let's zoom in and see what that is. I think it's Freightliner. You have Valvoline right there on the C pillar. Check out the fuel insert here. You have Form Energy. Apparently, they're making a William Byron diecast for that, so that's going to be really cool. Let's go to the back bumper of the car. So the first thing that I notice here is the back bumper appears to be a little bit narrower in terms of like height. The bottom of it definitely seems a little bit shorter because you can see more of the, what do you call those? The diffuser thingies. Like this little corner on each side looks a little bit more aggressive. Again, we're going to do a full side-by-side in a moment. Just really want to take in this paint scheme. Check out the gradients around this car. This is really, really sharp. Oh yeah, the back bumper's definitely more pronounced in my opinion. I mean, you can just see how the 48 decal and the Valvoline decal are almost laying down on top of the bumper there. So it almost looks a little bit skewed if you look at it directly. You have Chevrolet there. CL1, the bank, that's your Ally. Ally Bank, member something, something, something. You have your Chevrolet bow tie right there. Go to the right side of the diecast. Just what a beautiful paint scheme. There's a little bit of an oopsie-doo there, but still, man. They've run a lot of different Ally cars, right? Each year they change up the primary. This one gives me a lot of vibes of 2024, again, which I personally think was probably their second best one. I don't know why my camera is doing this, by the way, how it changes the complete color of the whole video. It's so weird, dude. Like, you have to zoom in. Oh, I don't want to do that. Okay, now it's really screwing up. How, like, the camera changes temperature depending which angle of the car you're looking at. It drives me nuts. Because sometimes the camera looks like it's almost like, I don't know, 1,000 degrees outside. And it's like really, really yellowed. I want the camera shot to actually show the car as accurate as possible. And it can be a little bit difficult. So I apologize if there's a little bit of technicality there. Anyways, you go to the top of the diecast here. So this is an interesting thing. So this little teal stripe goes all the way to the top of the car through the driver panel. Then you have the hood. It doesn't line up perfectly here, but it definitely lines up closer on this side. But that's actually pretty cool how it kind of meets on the top of the car, and it goes all the way down here to the hood. Yeah, the 48 once again. Ally, Do It Right. This is new for 2026. Is the Chevrolet badge, if you will, on the name on the rear window for the Chevy Camaros, or excuse me, Chevrolets. We don't know what it is. Could be a K5 Blazer, could be a Caprice Impala. We really don't know. We just know it's a Chevrolet. But that's something new for 2026. And then Ally, Do It Right, once again on the deck lid. A little bit of a gradient there as well. That is a beautiful car, man. I tell you what, the casting for it looks fantastic. We're going to do a side-by-side. I'll be right back. Here we go with the side-by-side comparison. And I'll try to do this as best as possible, but it's not going to be perfect, but we're going to try. So the first thing that I notice is the splitter is definitely shorter on the 2026, that being the car on the bottom. The roof rails look just a little bit, maybe a fraction less tall. I mean, it's pretty close. The fender well looks a little bit larger. Like right here, it looks like it's a little bit wider on the fender well. Side skirt, all that stuff's probably going to be uniformed. Because it's kind of like mandatory. Let's look at the back panel of the car. I have to hold the cars and the camera and all this stuff. Let's try it like that. Okay. So yeah, definitely the rear bumper looks a little bit more pronounced. If I can stabilize it. There we go. Yeah, the rear bumper definitely looks more pronounced. The spoiler height is a little bit shorter, I think. It's pretty interesting there. Let's go to the top of the car and let's look at it here. Again, I have to like hold both of these cars, position the lighting. It's a fun job. Anyways, you can't really tell because both of the paint schemes have more of a purple, darker tint to it. It's a little bit harder to see, but in terms of the windshield, they look pretty similar. Let me look at them this way. We'll take a look at the front in a moment. Let's see. I don't know. They're actually pretty darn similar. If I had to guess, the window is just a fraction taller on the 2026, if I had to guess. So it's two different pieces of plastic. And then over here to the back window, it looks like the 2026 rear window is a fraction smaller, at least at the top. Like it kind of flares out at the bottom. On the 2025, it's a little bit more flush on both sides in terms of like a funnel effect, if you will. So a little bit more sporty on the 2026, a little bit more aggressive in certain areas. This is just a look at the right side of the car if you're curious. I mean, just look at the rear bumper kick out. That is pretty nice. I like that. So a little bit more character there. And here's a look at this. Again, my camera, it's kind of hard to hold two die casts without absolutely destroying them and get your camera to work with you. There we go. Go to the back bumper of it. So when I originally did the diecast first look around, and kind of the reason why I wanted to, I thought the rear bumper was actually a little bit more narrow. No, check this out. The rear bumper is actually a little bit taller. See, the 2025 on the left side is actually a little bit narrow in terms of up and down. The spoiler, though, is a little bit lower. Like it starts a little bit lower right there. It comes into the back panel. On the right side, it's a little bit higher, but the overall spoiler is a little bit shorter. So these are the things that are really interesting to me when it comes to the vehicle dynamics. See, from that angle, not a real difference in my opinion, just a little bit more on the 2026, but that is fascinating. So the bumper is taller than the 2025 edition of the car. Here's a better look at the spoilers. Let's see if I can get a good camera angle. I apologize. It's a little bit hard angle to show it. There we go. Let's try this. So we get the cars flush. Yeah, definitely the spoiler's smaller on the 2026, which would make sense because they're running a little bit more of a lower downforce package. Now, this is where it's mostly interesting for a lot of people, I'd imagine, is the front. Let me get them lined up. There we go. Definitely the 2025 a little bit wider in the front, a little bit more taller front valence. And then let's line them up like this. Yeah, definitely more aggressive on the front, a little bit smoother on the, or more aggressive on the 2025, a little bit smoother on the 2026. That's fascinating. How's the front look here? Oh yeah, definitely. Look at that. There's no point. Like there's a little bit of a point right there. There is absolutely no point. Like on the 2026. That's actually pretty interesting. And you can just see how like the whole nose kind of really wraps around on the 2026 on this side. Like on this one, it's a little bit more of a kind of a pointed crown arrowhead effect, if you will. And then the hood pins, they look just a little bit more dull, but that might be because it's a full wrap. Again, all the purple on the 2026 is a wrap effect. And then we'll just look at the bottom because I'm curious what the splitter might be. Let's line them up. Okay, almost. There we go. Pretty darn close there, I would say, on the splitter. There is a difference, though, with the splitter with all the different cars. Like the Toyotas and the Fords definitely have a different splitter on the 164s. Here's a look at the bottom of it. I imagine the actual plate is verbatim the same, and you can even see it right here where it says 06226EL. The bottom of the plate, and I imagine the interior themselves is verbatim the same. That's how it is with the real Cup cars. I could be tripping on that, but yeah, that is actually very interesting. So my conclusion with this diecast here, let me get the camera set up right. The 2026 car is more aggressive on the rear panel of the car, less aggressive on the front of the panel of the car, a little bit more sporty with the window, the rear window pieces, a little bit less downforce with the rear spoiler. Oh yeah, I forgot about this one more angle I wanted to see. The rear hips of the car. Let's see, there we go. Bop, bop. Definitely a little bit more, I think. I don't know. What do y'all think? Which one has a little bit more pronounced rear hips of the car? I think the 2026, in my opinion. Because this one looks a little bit more straight line. This one on the right side definitely looks a little bit more pronounced around this area right here. A little bit less flush across the whole door panel. That is interesting. So, very slight differences. I mean, very, very, very reminiscent of what Chevrolet did even back in 2006 when they went from just the normal Monte Carlo and they changed it just slightly for 2020 or 2006 rather. So history repeats itself. 20 years later, Chevrolet does verbatim almost the same thing where they take the car, they barely make any changes to it, and it's the new Chevy body. It happened in 2018 or 2019 going to 2020. They basically took the 2019 Camaro, they rounded off the nose, they rounded the aggressive edges of the car, and they kind of made it a little bit more like the 2013 Chevy. They won 2 championships. So who knows what the future has of this car, but it's crazy to think the final next-gen debut diecast mold has officially been retired, right? It is no longer being ran on the track. Will we see it in the future with the lower series? Who knows? But that's the last one, was the 2022 Chevrolet Camaro, which went bye-bye after the season. So, what do y'all think about this car, guys? I don't know if it's still in stock. At the time of this video, the Byron Liberty car, Hendrick car's primary for Larson, the Napa Auto Parts car primary for Elliott, and the Prime car have all released. I highly doubt all of them are still in stock right now, so get them while you can at Circle B. Use promo code Diecastbuffet. You'll get free shipping in the month of May. Any orders $30 or more. Get them while you can. These things are really cool. I'm excited to see all the different paint schemes. You know, the Justin Allgaier Traveler Whiskey car, that one should be coming out, I think, next month. You know, the Red Bull cars. Gonna be a lot of fun. But, yeah, they literally did exactly what they did 20 years ago and just made the car a little bit different. If you look at an 06 Monte Carlo and an 05 Monte Carlo, you know, diecast, they're very, very similar, just a little bit different. And I think they did that again here in 2026. That's all for now. Have a blessed everybody. Like, comment, and subscribe. DB, signing off.